Hey friends, it's Mrs. G, and I'm here with day two of your project day information. So this is what we're going to be working on for today. We're going to continue working on the project that we started last week, and let's find out what these slides have in store for us. So it's the same Waltz and Wilps. I want you to compare and contrast the structure and activities of families and schools in each selected community with your own. So, what I'm looking for you to do is to continue to do your research on different countries and complete the Google Doc with the information that you found and list the similarities and differences. So, if you already completed that Google Doc, you can put that information in one of the graphic organizers, and you're going to see what those are about in a bit. Um, that I've attached to this assignment, and it's a Google Sheet. So you're going to be able to edit a Google Sheet with the information that you found on just one specific country. So, what we should have done by now is we looked up information on all the different countries that, we were interested in, and we put them into our Google Doc. That's what we should have done by now. We also should have made a list of all of the things that we know in our about our school, such as how long our school day is, how we are learning. So some of us are learning online, some of us are learning in person, some of us are learning in a combination of the two. How many days a week do we go to school? What subjects do we learn in school? What is lunch like? What do children in the United States or in PS 185 do for fun? How do you get to school? What are your teachers like? So, if you haven't done that yet, please make sure you have the information for PS 185 completed first. Use these questions or these statements that you see here to guide you. Um, and that's kind of the information that that your teachers and I will be looking for with this project. So I mentioned a graphic organizer. This is an example of a graphic organizer. So you think about putting your information in a Venn diagram, and this is a Venn diagram, so that you're able to see how some things overlap with each other. So I continue to do more research on schools in the Dominican Republic, and this is how I'm organizing my information. So in one circle, of my Venn diagram, I have PS 185, and I wrote down the facts that I know about PS 185. In the other circle, I have schools in the Dominican Republic and the facts that I've gathered about the schools in DR. And in the middle, where both of my circles overlap, is where I have information that both of them have in common. So in my Venn diagram for PS 185, I know that the school building is large. There are many classrooms for the same grade. For example, there are three third grade classes. Students attend school all day. Students have lunch at school. Students can get to school by walking, taking mass transit like a bus or a train, or driving. Our school days start at 8:20 and ends at 1:50. In the Dominican Republic, many of the school buildings are small, like the elementary school buildings are typically small. There's usually one class per grade. Students only go to school for half of the day. Students go home for lunch. All subjects are taught in Spanish. School days for group 1 starts at 7:30 in the morning and ends at 12:30 in the afternoon, and then that's when they go home for lunch. Group 2 starts school at 2 p.m. and are done at 6:30 in the evening. So that's why they only go to school for half of the day. What I know that happens in both PS 185 and some schools in the Dominican Republic is that students can get to school by using all types of transportation. So people in DR, some students in the Dominican Republic go to school by taking the bus. Some may take the train depending on what part of the Dominican Republic you're in, and some might drive or take a motorcycle to school. Most teachers are primarily women. Most of the teachers in PS 185 are women, and most of the teachers in the teaching profession in the Dominican Republic are women as well. And we have similar subjects. We do reading, writing, and math, but the only difference is that in the Dominican Republic, like I mentioned here, subjects are taught in Spanish. So that's one way that I used this graphic organizer to help me organize my information. Here are two more graphic organizers that you may be able to use. And again, graphic organizers are very useful in you putting your information together in a way that is best for you and clear for you. So, this is the same information that was in the Venn diagram. Um, it's easier to see, the words aren't so scrunched up. But again, if the circle Venn diagram like this works for you, use it. If not, I have several Venn diagrams on another Google Doc that you'll be able to use. So, continuing on, for today, I want you to check through your list of facts about our school. And if you need an idea, go back a few slides, 1, 2, 3. And these are the questions right here that you should have answered. Um, Pick one of the countries that you've researched and find more information on those schools there. How are the schools there similar to the facts that you wrote down about our school or different? Put the information in one of the graphic organizers. And I need to change this because it is now a Google slide and not a Google Doc. And once you've done that, you turn that in. If you need any help figuring out how we work these graphic organizers, ask one of your teachers. And lastly, the same resources that I had on the previous week's slide that are available to you are still available. I left the slide the same so you can look up following any of these links to help you learn more about schools in different parts of the world. All right, friends, until next week, happy researching. Bye, friends.